Hello everyone, Trophy Wine Hunter. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is July 2024 and I've just been back from vacation. I was in Qatar and also in Hong Kong. Didn't do a lot of videos to do with wine, but did do a lot of videos on my other channels, Trophy Food Experiences and Trophy Travel Experiences, so I hope you check those out. I did do a couple of videos on wine lists that are available on Qatar Airways, which was magnificent. I was in business class for one flight and first class on a second flight, so really enjoyed doing those videos. But now I'm back in Vancouver and ready to do some more videos on this wine channel. As my viewers and subscribers may know, in the last month I've been drinking some tremendous wines. Petrus, Montrose, Cheval Blanc, lots of stuff that I haven't even done videos on. I've just kind of posted notes on either Instagram or in my community section. So it's been great in terms of the drinking, what I've been able to have. A lot of people have been great with sharing wines. And I think that will continue on for a little while. This month I'm going to start a series on one of my new preferred areas of drinking, which is Rioja. And again, I hope people will be excited. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to learn like everyone else. I think it's innovative and I think it's unique where I kind of go from just beginning and I make mistakes like beginners and just kind of explore and through drinking come to some conclusions from my own perspective. I hope that's helpful for people that are starting out in wine and just going through the process. I think the process of understanding wine and appreciating wine is really important. It's great to view other people. It's great to view YouTube channels about wine. It's great to learn from masters and experts. But really, your personal journey in wine is really important. And I think discovering it for yourself instead of having someone kind of feed it to you is really important because their experience is their experience. And from my perspective, a consumer experience is way different than a wine professional's experience. And we look at different things and we view things differently. So to me, I hope that's useful to people. If you followed my Chambon-Musigny journey and my Barolo journey, I hope that people have found that useful and find some unique perspectives that you would not find from a wine expert or from Wine Spectator, a magazine or a publication. So I will be drinking this wine, Divina Tendoria 2010 Reserva, and reviewing that. I will also be reviewing another Barolo, which is the Bartolo Mascarello 2017. And I've gone through quite a few Barolos, and I'm probably going to do another video on what I've learned about Barolo and kind of stop that series a little bit for now and go to some of the other areas of interest. I've drank a lot of Barolo. If my viewers and subscribers know, over the last 2 years, if you look at my reviews, I probably drank at least 40 or 60 bottles of different Barolo. And I think I have a pretty good sense of things now, just from a drinking perspective. I've drank very young. I've drank some of the top labels now. I've drank some of the older vintages. So I feel that I've got a fairly good handle, at least for my own taste preference, about Barolo. And I hope that series, which now spans I think, probably 40 different tastings and 4 different videos on my learning experience Barolo, is useful to people. Patients allow you to reflect. And while as I was reflecting on this channel, I think I'm more and more comfortable with what I'm doing on this channel. I'm not everything to everyone, and there's lots of other channels that are much more exciting or well produced. But I think there's room for everyone. And I enjoy what I do, which is basically talk about certain wines, give you a little bit of history, hopefully give you a different perspective than other wine YouTubers and other channels. And not that I'm comparing against other people, but I think it's important that we're all kind of unique and we bring different perspectives and say different things and look at wine from different angles. And that's really what I think I'm comfortable doing. I'm going to talk about wines from a consumer's perspective. I'm going to talk about wines not as so technical. I'm going to kind of shy away from the technical perspective. I'll talk about history a lot. I'll talk about drinking about a lot. And so that's really kind of my focus. You're not going to see a lot of production value here. You're going to see a lot of me talking about wines. And once in a while, maybe a little bit more exciting video when I'm going on a wine tour or something like that. But in general, that's what you're going to see from this channel. And likewise, I think you're going to see more and more just older bottles. You won't see me reviewing as many retail bottles that are available. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, as my viewers and subscribers know, this year I'm trying to not buy any other wine for personal consumption so that I can just drink down my cellar a little bit and just almost prove to myself that I can do this. Secondly, I think there's a lot of other reviewers that review current vintage wines or things that are released. And thirdly, just through my experience with Barolo, I drank a lot of young wines, and I think now I kind of want to go the other way and drink a lot of older wines that are a little bit more mature. I think I provide a little different market in terms of, again, when I got into this was one of the reasons I got into this channel, was that I couldn't find reviews of wines that were a little bit older and that were current reviews. And so I think I'll continue to do that. I'm on a bit of a quality drinking binge here. I do want to kind of drink some quality. And but again, maybe that'll change again in a couple of months and I'll be drinking young wines again. But that's kind of where my focus is going to be. I'm going to try and drink a little bit better. I'm probably going to focus on some more wine basic series videos to mix that in, because I have been drinking quite a bit over the last little while. But hopefully that's the direction of the channel. I continue to really enjoy interacting with viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. We just got over the 5,000K mark of subscribers, and again, a lot of people will say that's trophy, that's not that big compared to other YouTubers, but for me it's a great number. I really like my community and my subscribers. You know, I've never got into this to, you know, make 100K subscribers. I've always just enjoyed what I'm doing, and I will continue to do this if it's kind of enjoyable. And right now I'm having a great time and really being comfortable with what I'm doing. I'll admit, you know, I think over the last year I felt a little bit more pressure to do things differently, maybe make a little more production value. But then I thought about it, it's like, well, that's not really me. That's not really my style. That's not really how I built my viewership. And so I'm going to go back to kind of what I do best and what I enjoy. The rest of this video is what is on sale and new in BC liquor stores. The first wine I have is probably familiar to many people. It's the Cloudy Bay 2022 Sauvignon Blanc. And I just want to highlight this wine because it is just boringly good. Most times it's now 92, 93 points. I think this vintage is 92 points. I have some saved up from the 19 and 20 vintage. I'm going to let it age maybe a year or two more and then go to try them. I really believe that this wine is actually ageable, although most people just drink it right away. And what I think you really have to keep a price watch on this wine, it is going up in value. From about 2 years ago, it's up about 10%. So, you know, get it. People want value. I mean, this is value now, but I think like wines like Pradicatory de Barbaresco and like Chateau Beaucastel, they're going to go up in value because they're great wines. And this is one of these examples. It's priced at $41.99 this month at BC liquor stores, but really always a great drink. Next wine is the Chalk Hill 2022 Sonoma Coast Chardonnay. It is priced this month from $29.99 to $26.99. It is a well-rated wine. I think it's 88 points, Wine Spectator. It's confusing because there is actually another Australian winery called Chalk Hill wines, but it's not. I don't think it's related, although the label is very similar. They have about a 50-year history of wine producing, family run, and it is really hard to find affordable Chardonnay, U.S. Chardonnay. So I love this pick. It's aged 100% in French oak, and 25% of that is new. So it's going to be a really acceptable, mid-of-the-road Chardonnay. This is one of my favorite value producers. It's Bodegas Escoriola from Argentina. This is their 1884 label, which is kind of their entry label. It's the estate-grown Syrah, reduced this run from 1999 to 16.99. Again, all the wines that they produce are probably under $20 Canadian. You can get a break on them, that's great. They provide excellent value. The year vintage is not that important. They always make the quality of the wine pretty decent for the price. So I think it's got quite a nice quality to price ratio. This is another great value producer from Chile. I love all their stuff. It's always reasonably priced, and when you get a discount, it's even better. This is the Vinaleda 2022 Sauvignon Blanc Reserve. It's reduced this month from $17.49 to $13.49. Again, basic wine, but it's going to give you good quality to price ratio. It's not going to stun you like the Sauvignon Blanc from Cloudy Bay, but it's still going to be great. And especially in the summer months, if you're just sipping this on patio, exceptional value. And with value wines, I do like to go to producers that are specializing in that. Wineries can't do everything good, and so these producers kind of stick to what they're good at, which is value wines, and Leda is one of these producers. Next wine is the La Mole del Mole 2019 Chianti Classico Reserva. So Chianti Classico Reserva, that means that it's aged for a minimum of 24 months before release. And this is a great kind of fairly affordable Chianti. It's reduced this much from $35.99 to $32.99. It does have a 91 point Wine Spectator rating, best between 2026 to 2039. Not a lot of production, less than 3,000 cases is produced, and there is a little bit of Candiano Nero in there also. So interesting wine and a good, again, value choice. This month I'm covering a lot of personal favorites, and not that they have really, really high ratings, but I just like these wines for various reasons. Next one I've done a review on. This is the Maison number 9 Rosé. And again, the vintage is not that important with this, especially since it's a value wine. It's always fairly decent. It is a blend. This is the winery of Post Malone and his partners. It's usually a blend of Grenache Noir Cinsault with a little bit of Syrah and Merlot. Wine is named after Post Malone's favorite tarot card, the Nine of Swords. Just a beautiful design and really hip looking, and actually a pretty decent drink. So it's priced this month from $29.99 to $24.99. So I always like a deal. Next wine is from the Antinori family. It's their Chianti Classico 2021 Pepoli. So I think Pepoli is a very large estate, but this is kind of their basic Chianti Classico wine, and it's not a Reserva, so it's just aged for 12 months before release. And if you look at this, it's actually well priced, $33.99, now reduced to $30.99. But that makes the La Mole de La Mole actually quite a good deal. So that one's $32, and it's a Chianti Classico Reserva. So if you're looking at that from that angle, I think that would be a better deal. But this is an Antinori product, and again, very kind of well rated, very consistent. This vintage is 90 points Wine Spectator, but they're all kind of in the 88 to 90 point range. And the last wine is a wine that is only on sale at 39th and Cambie. So these are, if you see the tag, it's a little different from the other sale tags. This is kind of a white tag. It's a little bit more square, and it signifies that it's only discounted at this store. So it's the Chateau Lecaire 2019 from Saint-Emilion, regularly $150. Now it's down to $110 plus some change. This is kind of an interesting winery. It's not, don't see it very often in BC. It's a very small 1.5 hectare estate near Clos Forte, Beausejour-Bécourt, and Chateau Canon. It was taken over by Jonathan Malthus in 2004, 2005, and mostly Merlot with a little bit of Cabernet Franc, but a pretty good quality winery and just a neat winery to see in BC. I don't think there's very much of it, maybe like 500 cases, so kind of you can call it a garage wine. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy drinking.